What's up? So this is Michelle. Gosh, I can't talk. I think it's just my excitement of knowing that I have a delay at my job in the morning. I work at a school, and I'm like, you know what? I have no problem with sleeping in. I had today off, and now I get to sleep in. So without um, you know, splurging too much on that, yes, this is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. I hope you guys are all well. In particular, you guys who are up here in the north or any regions right now where we're getting like the inclement weather, hope you're all safe. Um, yeah, so a little while ago, I did a reading for balancing the chakras and whatnot. So, and I see someone's here. I guarantee you it's my girl. I'm gonna wait for her to comment before I go saying that's her. Okay, maybe not. But anyway, I thought it was about to be my girl Allie. But anyway, yes. So I did a reading about what can be possibly blocking the chakras and how to got a little cowlick here, little unruly curl. There we go. It's better. Yeah. So things that we could have been doing to work on balancing the chakras and things that might have been causing some blockages and stuff like that. So that was what that reading was about. And now I am doing this reading, which is going to be kind of tapping into our inner child and what we can be doing to work on that. A little bit of a heavier reading. I try to do readings that are more geared towards like the healing process most of the time. Um, which not for nothing, I'll be honest, I think that's part of the reason why, even though I've been more consistent lately, I still don't get that much of a viewing, which is fine. It is what it is. But I think because a lot of people they gear toward like the love readings and stuff like that. Oh, what does my ex think about me, like that type of stuff. And I get it. I was that viewer for a long time until I learned how to read for myself and understood that tarot could be used for other purposes. And I just realized I don't have my music on. Like, wow, it's awfully quiet other than my annoying ass voice. There we go. That's better. Um, but yeah, so, in that reading that I just did, uh, I want to say general consensus. I won't say that, but two people said what they would like for me to look into for this reading, and one was for past life experiences and how they're affecting us currently, and the other one was for childhood um, messages. So I was like, I like both of those, and I've been wanting to do both of those. So then the childhood or inner child card came up twice in a deck, same card, twice in a deck at the end of the reading. So I was like, oh, that's a message that needs to be put out there. So now that's what I'm doing. And yeah, so I'm just gonna tap into that energy. I feel like in this day and age, a lot of us are realizing that, there's a lot of these childhood wounds that still need some addressing. And, we've put them on hold for a long time, a lot of us. And, now we're realizing the importance of therapy and healing and things of that nature. So, I'm happy to be able to deliver this message. And we have someone here. Hi, Zhao. How are you? Where are you from? That's my great grandfather's name. This is a collective message, so it's gonna kind of resonate with some and not others. Um, Sweet. Well, I'm from the U.S. However, my grandfather or my dad's family, my grandfather and great grandfather, they were from Cape Verde. So I have Portuguese ancestry as well. My last name is Fernandez with an S. So that's pretty cool. As soon as I saw your name, I'm like, oh yeah, he's giving me all the Portugal vibes. But Yeah, so I'm hoping that this message will resonate because, like I said, this is technically a collective message for the other people who are gonna be watching as well. So being that right now you're the only one here, there's a good chance that the messages are gonna resonate with you. So I'm gonna stop rambling because I was just kind of trying to wait for people to kind of come in. Now we have two people here, so yeah, I didn't want to start talking too soon. I wanted to make sure somebody was in here so I could pick up on someone's energy other than my own. So yeah, we're gonna start looking into that. Um, hey girl, hey. See, that's who kind of won the I want to say she won, but like her energy was really strong when it came to what that next reading was gonna be, and apparently somebody really needed to hear the message. So yeah. All right. So without further ado, we are going to tap into this energy for the messages from the inner child. So I'm gonna do a spread, um, and just kind of see what comes out. And then we'll tap into some oracle messages afterward, just to kind of clarify things and get a little more insight. So let's get started. All right, so we have Four of Cups on the bottom of the deck starting out. So that's about feeling a sense of rejection, a sense of apathy, discontentment. Being that we are talking about the inner child, I feel like a lot of us might have felt a sense of neglect or feeling like ignored and stuff as a child. So we're gonna, see what's going on with that. The current state of the inner child. What's going on with the current state of the inner child? What does the collective need to know at this time? Clearest and most accurate messages. I did cleanse the energy. I cleansed myself. Cleansed the cards. So I'm really hoping that these messages are very clear and accurate. Thank you. Wow. So it's interesting because I want to say the first card that came out in the last reading, or at least one of the first cards, was this card. The Ace of Pentacles is here again. This is after me cleansing everything. I feel like for a lot of us, there goes the burps again. There was like this sense of financial insecurity is what I'm picking up on for a lot of us. And I say us because I am a part of the collective as the reader. I do try to separate myself from my readings, but sometimes like I just know when a reading is meant for me to. So I think that in this particular case, one of the consensuses here is the fact that a lot of people dealt with a sense of financial hardships and stuff like that. So now it's like, okay, well, I want financial abundance in this part of my life. Like I want to go after that security. I want to have the the wealth and the sense of, not having, like, okay, for some it might have even been like nutritional inadequacies and like, sorry, it's like there's like words like, and I can't pick them all up at once. I'm sorry, guys. I'm hearing words like insufficiency and things like that. For some people, literally, there was like a scarcity of even food. So now it's like, those who end up watching this, a lot of us are in that period of our lives where we're like, okay, I want to know that like there's that sense of security because I didn't have it when I was growing up. If it's resonating, send some hearts or some likes or something so that I know that it's resonating. Yeah. For some, this could have even been like a form of a karmic debt from like a past lifetime, which is funny because one of the viewers, she when I was asking what do you guys want to see for the next reading, ended up being this, but like she was saying past life reading. For some, you know, but not all, so take it as it resonates. Some of us might have dealt with like a vow to poverty. I learned from a reading I had to do on myself recently that that's actually one of the things that I have to break. I took a vow of poverty in a past lifetime and communal living. So I have a really hard time with being financially stable and being okay with it and feeling comfortable with it and feeling like I don't have to like give all my money out to other people. You know, it's one thing to be charitable, but it's one thing to feel guilty about, you know, where you are financially. Like, that's not good. Now take these messages as they resonate, because everybody's situation is going to be different, but I do feel like that's one of the big messages here, is the fact that, you know, there's this energy that surrounds the idea of, you know, poverty, financial insecurity, down to even, like I said before, like like things when it comes to like food, you know, like where is the next meal going to come from type of energy. Disharmony in some homes with the lovers in reverse here. Yeah, disharmony with homes. Two of Cups. So some relationships might have been unstable. So now we're learning how to make it make sense. I've been saying that a lot on my own. But yeah, make it make sense. It's like, so what does a stable household look like? You know, what does a stable household look like in terms of the finances? What does it look like in terms of the overall stability? How does it look like? I mean, how does it look in terms of, I'm about to get all like all over the place. If I start using my hands a lot, then I'm talking like my dad, which means I'm all over the place. But yeah, like that sense of just like wanting to feel grounded within relationships and stuff. Where does it come from, and what does it look like? Because we didn't witness it. And I say we because I know I fall in that category. I'm assuming that you guys do too if you're still here. So that's what I'm picking up on so far. We have one person saying, my girl here, saying that you know, it resonates so far. All right, Spirit. So how does the inner child at this time affect us currently? What are the effects currently? Thank you. All right, we have the King of Pentacles here. So now this is about financial stability so far. Not shocked by that, honestly. We have the Temperance on the bottom of the deck. Top of the deck, we have the Judgment in the World. Clarify the King of Pentacles, because like I have a download that's coming in, but I don't know if it's going to resonate with everybody. I want to make sure that it makes sense. Clarify King of Pentacles. Yeah. I feel like, take this as it resonates, for a lot of the people who end up watching this, the way that it affects folks currently is, again, going back to that sense of stability. We got the Four of Wands here and the Three of Wands. Some of us might rely too heavily on the income of another person in order to find our sense of stability. And it might have to do with the fact that, because of the fact that, with it, like in the childhood, there wasn't that stability, right? So it's like we find, I'm gonna say we because I feel like there's gonna be probably a lot of women watching. It just happens this way, who didn't. Okay, so daddy issues might be a thing. Those who didn't have a positive father figure or stable father figure might have almost like outsourced their sense of stability into other men or male figures in their lives. No judgment. Tell me if it resonates. Making it very difficult to be able to just focus on oneself and being able to know, okay, I can do this by myself. It makes it difficult, right? Like, you meet people and you're like, wow, this person is completely like the opposite of what my dad was, who was nothing and didn't do shit for me. And then, you meet somebody who seems like they have their shit together. But keep in mind, the King of Pentacles, if he's not in his highest self, is not necessarily a good guy. He could be very greedy. He could be very, into himself and demanding and just very selfish, right? And it becomes a very toxic household where it's like, okay, well, now I don't know how can I put it? Sorry. I don't know how to find my sense of stability within myself by myself without relying on this person. Now, that could be for the finances. It could be for the love. But this person holds back on their love, and they might use, okay, wow, this is about to go all over the place. Sorry, guys, because I'm getting messages all over the place. Some people might be dealing with or have dealt with in the past, like financial abuse, where literally someone's holding money over your head and they don't let you do anything on your own. Wow, this is getting heavy. Shit. I didn't expect it to be light, but that was kind of heavy. But again, it's like that sense of, finding stability in somebody who ain't even stable a lot of the time because of daddy issues or just a lack of stability in general in the household growing up. All right. I'm sorry. That got like really, really heavy. Yeah, now we're learning lessons. Yeah, judgment. Wow, the judgment card is here twice, and the justice card is here twice. Yeah, so we put this passion and whatnot. Like, there's this burning desire to have, the stability and, what a household, what we think it should look like. But we don't even have an actual, like, true foundation to stand on to understand what that even looks like. But yet we're so passionate about it. Fuck. Wow. All right, so let's move on from that that part of the reading. So how can the collective heal these old wounds? There's most accurate message. Wow. A way that we need to work on, I say we because I feel like I fall in this category, way that we can work on healing those old wounds is really get in tune with our emotions. Nobody wants to do that, right? Queen of Cups, right? Really focusing on those emotions and understanding where the emotions are coming from. Our emotions are there for a reason. And as hard as they are to sometimes, face and deal with, they're there to help us navigate Now, granted, you can't put all your eggs in one basket in any way, shape, or form. You can't, be overly analytical. You can't think too much with your heart. You can't think too much with or use your gut too much. Like, it's all got to be right. That last reading, right? The chakras, right? Being balanced. Um, you don't want to put too much emphasis on your emotions. However, it is important at this time to understand that those emotions that you're currently feeling when it comes to stuff from that inner child and those childhood wounds, it does need to be addressed. By not addressing them, we're doing ourselves a disservice, because you can't move on if you don't. You know how they say, like, if you don't know your past, you're bound to repeat it. We could bleed onto our own children and our children's children and things like that, or they'll bleed onto their kids. Like, we need to address these emotions that we have yet to fully face, that are still just kind of lingering, and you know yeah, we gotta get in touch with those emotions in a positive way, balance them out. Another download too. Let's say if you had a mom or women figures in your life who are very stoic, not very affectionate, not very loving in the traditional sense of what we look at a mother as, like the empress, right? that might be an that might be something that needs to kind of be worked on, right? Being able to show emotion to your kids. um if you have grandkids, showing emotion to your grandkids, so on and so forth, so that way your kids know what it looks like to express love within that dynamic. Is very important. um that's what I'm picking up on for that. Yeah. I was put so much work into all these other things about ourselves, but we don't want to. We try to gloss over the emotions that we have to work on and work through. Eight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, top of the deck we have. Yeah, it's like this internal conflict with it. Five of Wands on the top of the deck, middle of the deck we have Nine of Cups. It's like it's hard to be able to truly hone in on those emotions, because it's a hard place to go to. Nobody wants to go there. It's a dark place. It's like, on The Lion King, when Simba asks, you know, Mufasa, and he's like, Dad, what is that place? And he says, we shall not go there. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, but the thing is, sometimes you have to go there, and it's hard, it hurts, but that's the whole point of this reading, right? We're talking about what we're working on, what we're healing when it comes to the inner childhood wounds that have not been addressed yet. I'm hoping that it resonates so far. So, how can we support and nurture the inner child at this time? Clearest and most accurate messages for the collective. Send some hearts and likes and all that good stuff if it's resonating so far. Comments in the comment section. So, I see that some of you guys have already done so. Just to keep the momentum going. That family dynamic is a big thing here. Ten of Cups. Healing the family. Healing the family dynamic is a big, big portion of what it is that you're meant to do. Just really understanding. I feel like you guys are probably breaking generational curses in the process, like, which is interesting because going on a couple of weeks ago now, I did one a live on Facebook, and that was a very, very hard one for me because I was definitely crying, and it was talking about breaking generational curses and karmic debts and things like that. So like with this one, it's kind of piggybacking off of that a little bit, minus the child molestation part. But yeah, so that was rough. But yeah, like with this one, I'm picking up on a lot of just like that healing the family dynamic. What does it look like to be a stable family? You know, between like the stability of the parents and financial stability and you know what does the mother and child dynamic look like? What does the father and child dynamic look like? Like everything needs to kind of intermesh, and that's what needs to be worked on and supported. Um, and also just like looking at like I mean that's the whole point of this reading, but everybody's situation is going to be a little bit different here. When you really analyze what you were like as a child, what can you reflect on and remember and say to yourself, wow, that's something I need to work on. Something that you don't want to bring into your kids' lives, or their kids' lives. You know what I mean? Like, what are things that right now you're telling yourself, and you've been telling yourself, like, okay, yeah, no, that's not something I'm going to repeat. That's not a pattern that I want to repeat. That's the thing that you're nurturing right now. Very interesting. Yeah, because those are the things that you're learning how to release with this hanged man in the bottom of the deck here. Top of the deck we have and financial hardships being released. Five of Pentacles on the top in the reverse. I'm also getting abandonment issues are another thing that might be being released, right? Because the thing is, with the abandonment issues, that plays a big part in why there's been this reliance on other people outsourcing, right? Outsourcing when it comes to other people, especially male figures. Take it as it resonates, especially male figures who, bring the sense of stability. All of a sudden, we're like, oh, wow, like they're nothing like my dad, right? And wow, they have money, or they have this, they have that, and you're like, oh. And it's not like you're using this person, I'm not saying that, but it's that sense of security, but it's like a false sense of security, because now you're putting this emphasis on the fact that, oh, this person might have this and that, but they don't provide you with the sense of emotional security, right? And it's like, whoa, okay, this guy's a little bit controlling, or they're stingy with their time and their affection, things like that, or they hold things over my head all the time, so on and so forth. Take it as it resonates. Everybody's situation is going to be different. But yeah, that's what's like, being released. Deck here. Yeah. Page of Cups in the middle of the deck, so we know that this is definitely about the childhood, because we're doing a childhood reading. Yeah. So what can we embrace about the inner child at this time? What can we embrace about the inner child at this time? Clearest and most accurate messages possible, please. Thank you. We have the Five of Wands. Now this is what's supposed to be embraced about the inner child. I'm picking up on, there might have been some of you guys who've, my nose is starting to itch, who felt like you were in competition with siblings, maybe. And if you don't have siblings, perhaps it was more like, your parents were always working and stuff like that. So you never, again, we did see that sense of neglect, right? With that Five of Pentacles. Speaking of kids, my kid's sending me a message right now. Yeah, like there might have been a sense of competition. I just burped. When I start burping, or I start sneezing, or my nose starts to itch, that's when I know I'm onto something. Magician on the bottom of the deck, the Devil, top of the deck, and yeah, remember I said that for some it could have even been like, you know, your parents like worked a lot or something like that, so you always felt like you had to like kind of compete for their attention in some way, like whether it was your siblings or like, you know, they're always at work, so you gotta almost like do something to get their attention. My little brother was like that. Like he told me, he was like, I would purposely do shit at school so mom would have to pick me up and then she would have to stay home with me. I'm like, well, damn, Carlos, that's kind of fucked up. He's like, well, I mean, I had to do what I had to do because mom worked so much. And I'm like, well, she kind of had the night job because of you. But anyway, that's besides the point. I love my little brother to death. But kind of threw him under the bus. That was a little fucked up. Oops. He doesn't watch this, so it's fine. But yeah, like, you know, it might have been something like that. Like, you know, kind of piggybacking off what I just said about my family, right? My mom, she was working nights, and she did it because my youngest brother was having problems in school, so she used to get called all the time. So the only way that she would be able to go get him from school without having issues at work was by getting a night job. So now she's been working nights for 25 years or some shit like that. But you know, the point is, my little brother, being in the young state of mind he was, you know, being a little kid, not understanding how hard my mom was working, he always, and with the other two kids, you know, he didn't feel like he was getting the attention he felt he deserved. Not true, but that's his reality, right? Now my brother and I will argue the opposite, but that's again besides the point. So that's where this comes in, right? There might have been competition in that way, trying to get the attention of the parents, and like, okay, so how do I, you know, get my parent to see me more? What does that look like, right? Kids do that. Kids are smart. You know, how do I compete for the attention of my parent? Like, that's what they do, especially when their siblings are involved. You know, I only have two, and there's people who have like a bunch of siblings. I can only imagine what that looks like. You know, all those different personalities and different needs and stuff. You know, parents can only split themselves so many different ways, and there you go, causes friction. So, you know, I feel like, it's a saying, basically, this isn't a time to understand. You don't have to compete for anyone's attention, right? Embrace what makes you unique and special. There is no competition. You can't compete where you don't compare, right? And just knowing that, you are important, you are special, you always have been. Telling yourself that, telling your inner child that, and being able to make sure that you really, are firm on that. Because guess what? When we don't realize our importance, I'm getting chills now, which tells me what I need to know. When you start, not, how can I put it? When you don't realize your worth, and this starts a lot of times for most of us from childhood, that's when we outsource that attention, whether it's mommy, daddy problems or whatever, problems in school that we might have had where we weren't getting, the treatment that we should have gotten because we weren't the gifted kid or whatever, or sometimes the gifted kid, is the one who gets all the attention. So now you have to keep on being the gifted kid all the time and try to like always like measure up to, more expectations, like whatever that looks like for you. There's always this sense of conflict and competition. That's the part that needs to be nurtured. Just understanding how important and valuable and special you truly are. I hope that makes sense so far. Send some loves and likes and all that good stuff. Comments in the comment section if it's resonating, so on and so forth. All right. So, what are some messages from the inner child that the collective should know and see at this time for their highest good? Again, getting those emotions in balance with this King of Cups here. So we got the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups here on the table, by the way. Emotionally stable relationships is a big thing I'm picking up on. And just emotional intelligence in of yourself. Not even for relationships, but just in general, right? Like being able to have them in balance. Technically, the King of Cups, he has his shit together. You know, he's not overly emotional. He's not under emotional. He's right in the middle. Like right on. Not quite as stoic as like the King of Swords, right? But he has them in balance, right? He knows what it means to be a caring individual, but he knows how to also pull back the reins when he needs to. I feel like that's one of the things that needs to be worked on. I am also picking up on, again, I said it kind of already, but you know, making sure that the relationships that we end up in have that sense of balance within them. And ironically, within the spread, the Queen and King of Cups are right next to each other, but their backs are facing each other on the spread. So that's letting me know that there might have been a lot of that tension in a lot of the relationships that you've witnessed in your childhood. And those are the things that you're going to be working on, right? So it's like, you know, again, that sense of being able to have that dynamic where you have that sense of not financial, well, that too, financial stability, but emotional stability within yourself so that you can draw in an emotionally intelligent partner. Emotional intelligence is definitely a big thing here. Someone who gets it, right? Someone who gets you, you know, who doesn't want to have fights all the time. Yeah, look, bottom of the deck. Two of Cups. That equal give and take within a relationship and a partnership. For sure. Yeah. So do some soul searching. The Hermit is here. You know, really reevaluate that. I wouldn't be shocked if the Hierophant were to show up in the middle of the deck. Let's see. No, but the Queen of Swords is here. You know, as we know, she don't take nobody's bullshit, right? She's very, very stoic. She will cut your head off if she has to. But here I think it's just more about, you know, in this context, it's just about, you know, being able to use your discernment when it comes to what it is that you want within relationships of all kinds in your life, especially romantic, so that you can make sure that you're providing the best foundation for your family. That's the big thing here. It's under that. Yeah, and walking away from connections that no longer serve you. Yeah, the World. You have the Eight of Cups, the World, King of Wands, Six of Wands. Yeah, again, walking away from people who and things that don't serve you. Emperor in the middle of the deck. Yeah. Taking charge of your own life with authority. You have Empresses here. Like, you have a lot more control over the situation than you think sometimes. And it's like, again, that sense of outsourcing, because you don't have the confidence within yourself to know that you have power within yourself to do a lot of things, but you outsource that power to someone else who isn't even worthy of that. Very interesting. Very interesting. I hope it makes sense so far. That was a lot. What do I want to pull from? Drawn to these. Light activation, evolution of spirit, actioning plans, transcendence. Yeah. And it kind of is like a little bit of a piggyback off the last week. That sense of getting grounded, right? Getting in alignment with yourself. It's going to allow for you to like really like just open up all those portals within yourself, and just like I just saw, like, I know that like I have the light shining in my eye, but like the light looked different. It wasn't just a circle, it's like 3 circles together. It's kind of cool. That's very interesting. It actually looked a lot like this, like there were circles in each point of this picture. Very interesting. Yeah, it's like just a sense of, you know, as you move in this new direction in your life, as you're working on these childhood wounds that you're healing, and really, you know, closing out those old cycles and whatnot, it's gonna really allow you to, you know, evolve and move up in the spiritual realms. It's amazing how like you wouldn't think that something as simple as like, oh, I have childhood trauma, okay, whatever. Like you wouldn't think that by clearing that shit out, that it literally opens up so many doors of opportunity later on. It's amazing. Yeah. We got, look at that. Got 3 cards out together. So we have energy attachments, energy exchange, negative influences, self-sabotage. Number 13 is on there, so we know that's about major transformations, right? That's where we are. And it came out with energy medicine, sensuality, devotion, celestial fertility, deep rest. Number 14 on that. So those are 2 cards that came out like back to back, which is interesting. And that's after shuffling. And then we have Soul Family that came out with that. Happy reunion, support, order. Wow, order from chaos. Remember I was talking about there being chaos within the household and stuff growing up and things like that. And it's one of the things you're working on, right? There's going to be this sense of familial energy where you're going to be around people who it just feels right. It's going to feel right. Right, exactly. It's a piggyback. It's so crazy. Wow. But yes, there is still some healing that needs to be done. I mean, that's very clear, right? As we release the old energy, we're healing from that. Yeah. But it's going to give birth like to this new version of yourself, which is beautiful. Let's get like maybe 2 more from this deck. Inner Oracle. If it was an inner child, I would have fucking lost my shit. You are the channel. Deja vu. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Very interesting. It's like everything is happening through you. You're the one balancing all of the karma and everything. You might not even notice it sometimes, but you are the one doing it. And I said that before. You're going to be the one breaking those generational curses. See those scales? You're balancing everything out. And some of this is going to feel very familiar to you because it's like, damn, this already happened. Might have happened in a past lifetime. And interestingly enough, I had a really weird dream earlier where I think I might have been astral projecting. I kind of want to talk to my girl about that a little bit later. Let's get 1 more from this deck. Yeah, I'm keeping my composure because there's less people. Because if there were more people, oh God, I would have been a fucking mess. It would have been too much energy going on at one time. Oh, another set here because we got 33 and 34. All right. Tibetan, I believe is how you say it. Tibetan fire serpent, seeking a higher truth, discernment, a better path, authority. It explains why I saw the Emperor before. It's like giving me Emperor energy here. Yeah, you get about what it is that you're closing out these cycles, right? And you're really like forging a new way of life for those, like for yourself and those that are coming after you. Whole different energy, right? You might have fire in your chart. We have Universal Merkaba. Look at that. A sacred person. Sorry, a sacred purpose. You have the answer. Lucid dreaming. Remember I said I had a weird ass dream earlier? Very, very interesting. Alright. So, bottom of the deck we have Temple of Mary, emotional expression, playful innocence, exploitation. Anytime I see this card, it's instantly like the childhood card, instantly. This is a time to really get in tune with those emotions. Remember, we were talking about that before, right? Really allow yourself to feel what has happened and be okay with it, which is painful. It's not easy, but it's like a necessary evil in order for you to move forward. A lot of people might have exploited your innocence in some kind of way. Take from that as you will, but yeah, keyword here is exploitation. You were exploited as at some point, possibly as a child. Your innocence was like, and your purity was taken away from you at some point, in some way. However, we have Archangel Michael, heart of a, I like that, heart of a warrior, divine protection, synchronicity. So just pay attention to everything going on around you. There's going to be so many signs and synchronicities that are pointing you in the right direction, and it's all meant to protect you. All meant to protect you. I'm also getting like, look up to your ancestors, people who are passed on. You see how there's that eagle in the sky? Pay attention to that. They're going to be sending some messages to you. So pay attention to birds, feathers, times you see on clocks. And just like your dreams. I feel they might communicate with you in dreams. Middle of the deck, there we go. Then I have to say about scales, right? Look, scales of karma, cycle of disharmony, creating new traditions, unfortunate events. Despite all the unfortunate shit that has taken place and transpired, you are going to be the one that's going to be switching that shit around and balancing those scales. Confirmation. Wow. Putting an end to all of that conflict and bullshit that might have been happening. You're the one who's going to mend it. Not just put a band-aid on it, but actually mend it and heal it. Wow. This is heavy, man. But not heavy enough for me to cry. That's good. But I think it's more so, again, because like there's not as many people, so it's like, you know what I mean? Like I still feel the energy very strongly, but like when it's like all those different emotions going on at the same time from different people, and whew, it's too much for me sometimes. All right, so we're gonna get some messages for healing, and I think that will be it. I get like affirmations of some sort to close out after this, but we'll see. The rainbow. Wow. All right. The rainbow, sweet relief, new beginnings, a new way forward. Yes, you're forging a new fucking path, okay? Wow. That rainbow after the storm. That rainbow is you. Wow. And then, like, if you look at this, you know, because remember, this is like the big part of the reading that came out, right? Look at that 10 of Cups with that rainbow there. Ultimate fulfillment, wish fulfillment, happiness. Beautiful. guys got some work to do. But you can do it because your ancestors trusted you with this. Passing the torch on to you. The things they couldn't handle in their lifetimes, they're passing it on to you. Oh, came right back out. Look. I kid you not. Came right back out. The rainbow. Along with Mother of the Salt Waters. I haven't seen this card before. Actually, both of these cards I haven't seen before in this deck. Passion, wild love, open your heart, let love in. Remember I was talking about getting those emotions in check, right? That Queen and King of Cups. Get those emotions together. Allow yourself to feel this because it's not going to be easy, but it's a necessary evil, so to speak, to heal yourself and heal your bloodline too. Heal those that are coming after you. Cosmic Ocean. Guys, all these synchronicities, I can't. Cosmic Ocean, current dreams, future realities, new beginnings. So another card about new beginnings. And then also about those dreams that are coming in. That I was saying that you're going to be getting messages from your ancestors and stuff, or past on loved ones. Pay attention to those dreams because they're definitely going to be giving you some signs and synchronicities about how to move forward from this. I see someone. Hi. Thank you for tuning in. I am so appreciative, and I'm so appreciative of the hearts. It lets me know that the message is resonating because that's important to me. I want to make sure I'm not just saying things in vain and that it's reaching the right individuals, you know. We have gentle force. It's giving me like Empress energy. Gentle force, consistency, persistence, patience, the long game. And if you really look at this, like, this reminds me almost like of a womb. If you really like look at it, it's giving me Empress vibes, right? It's like, you know, giving that birth of something new. And like, if you know the Empress, right? The Empress is, you know, literally all the queens combined. So she's very, like, she's got so many different great qualities. You know, she's nurturing and caring and giving, but she's also very discerning and she knows her shit, you know, because she's been through it all. You know, she had to master everything to get to where she was or is. But she still has a sense of gentleness when she does it. So it's definitely giving me that Empress vibe. Because I was picking up on Empress even earlier in the reading. Let's get one more from this deck. And then we'll get maybe some affirmations and then we'll close out. Making waves. Momentum is building. It's your time. Achievements. Yes. It's your time to shine. I don't know why, but for my fellow Disney heads, if you guys like Moana, I don't know why this card like really gave me that vibe. Like how Moana, she's always drawn to the ocean. And then, like, you know, she decides to go against everybody and what they told her to do. And she follows what she's being called to do. She follows her calling and she achieves such a momentous thing for her family and for her village by doing so. You know, and she has the assistance of, you know, her ancestors and stuff guiding her the whole time. It's like, again, the torch is being passed on. Wow. Just got chills, man. Whew. I love that movie. Maybe I'll watch it with my students tomorrow. Bottom of the deck, we have the Wellspring. What are you thirsty for? Body care, take a breath. You gotta take care of yourself. Now you see this one looks a lot like a womb as well, right? Now there's something a little bit more bigger growing in there, right? Giving birth to this new version of thou self, but you have to make sure you're taking care of yourself first, right? You can't really spring out of there and, be malnourished. You got to make sure that, you've done the work for yourself so that you can help everybody else. It's not an easy feat. Because unfortunately, that there was that struggle. This is a messages from, the inner child. Sometimes we didn't always feel like we had that from mommy, right? So now we have to kind of do it for ourselves and for everybody else after us. Nurturing that inner child, right? And then we have Into the Unknown. I haven't seen this card yet. Into the Unknown. Underworld, depth, courage, facing your fears. Wow. And not for nothing. I know this is weird to say, but look, doesn't it look like they're about to be birthed into the birth canal or something? Literally giving birth to this new a new entity, so to speak. This is where you are right now. You're giving birth to this new version of yourself. It's fucking crazy. It's just weird because I've used these cards a few times now, and some of these cards actually most of these cards I've never seen before. So that's how I know I'm picking up on a different energy. Wow, it's amazing. And then we have, never seen this one either, Plunge. Don't hold back. It's time. Go for it. Dive in. Yeah. Taking that plunge, taking that leap of faith into the unknown and doing the damn thing because you've been called to do it. Wow. Guys, this is a beautiful reading. Wow. I'm hoping it's resonating and, got love here in the middle of the deck. I'm hoping it's resonating and that it makes sense and that's helpful. One of the upcoming readings I'm going to be doing is going to be a past life reading, so that should be interesting. It won't be tonight, but and you're absolutely welcome. One more shuffle. Square one, baby. Love. Love, 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 love. Wow. That's profound. You can't count cards when you're shuffling. I mean, I don't know how to do that shit. Wow. That's just the higher up saying what they want to say and showing us what we need to see. And the ancestors, all of that. Wow. Let's get maybe 3 or 4 cards to close out. There's most accurate messages. Whew. Flexibility. Be flexible, right? Because these are all learning experiences, right? We're in this process of growing and expanding, and you can't be too firm, right? You gotta know how to move with the motions. One of the best quotes that I know, that I don't know the actual whole thing, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard it at least, from Bruce Lee. I don't know the exact words, but he talks about being, instead of being like the bamboo, which is very, very inflexible, right? Very just strong. It's firm and it doesn't move at all. Be more like the willow tree or like water, right? Go with the flow of where you're being taken, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're just standing really firm and strong and everything, you're not allowing yourself to adapt. So anytime I, think about that, that's kind of where I go with it. The day that I can remember that exact quote so that it actually it flows off the tongue a little bit better would be pretty cool. But it's such a nice quote though. I love my boy Bruce Lee. 3 more. Thank you. Patience. Be patient with yourself during this time, right? The healing process is not an easy one, right? And you can't necessarily rush the process, right? It's, there's little things you can do here and there that can kind of speed it up, but like, to really get to the nitty gritty and feel what you need to feel and go through it, you're gonna have to go through it. Putting a band-aid on it ain't gonna really do it, A little Bacitracin here and there might help. A little ointment, so it looks a little bit prettier when it heals fully, but you got to do the work. Yeah, it takes time. So allow yourself to really go through the process. Yes, feel it to heal it. I love that. When you said that the other day, I'm like, girl, I'm about to make you a meme for your page on Canva. So you can post that and people can repost it. That would be pretty cool. Yeah. Trust the process and trust where you're being led, right? They're guiding you constantly of where to go. Nose is starting to itch again. Yeah, you're being guided in the right direction, so just pay attention to that. You might even want to spend some time. I know it's like for everybody it's different, climates of weather, but for some of you, you might want to actually spend a little bit of time outside, like by some water. That's great for cleansing. So if you have bodies of water near you, that might be something good to do, to help you just kind of, meditate, get some negative energy off of you. You can scream at the top of your lungs maybe at night near a body of water when there's nobody out there. I've been wanting to do that actually. It's got chills again. Yeah, that might be something that might be beneficial for you. Let's get, I think maybe one more should do it. Oh, two. I love it. You are protected. Protection is here. Yes. You are protected. And like this, I love this card because like it's also giving me like the tree of life, you know what I mean? Like your ancestors do not play about you, okay? You do not have anything to worry about. They are there and they are supporting you every step of the way as you continue to grow and expand. All you're doing is adding extra branches and leaves onto that tree. But they got that part right there. That stability there, that's them with the protection. You have nothing to worry about. Because we also have gateway here. They're showing you the way. They're showing you the way to go. And you are protected in this part of the process. Bottom of the deck. 3 times now, baby. 3 times a charm. Love. Love, 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 love. Wow, they love the fuck out of you guys. Wow. That is so powerful. You have inner peace on the top of the deck. Yep, work on that inner peace, that healing process, which is the whole purpose of this reading. And middle of the deck, we have openness. Be open to change. Sky's the limit, I just heard. Sky's the limit. Yeah. Just be open to everything that's happening, There's definitely that sense of adaptability that is going to be needed to get through it all, but you're doing the work. All right. So, they're paying attention to everything you're doing and they see what you're doing. So, the more that you continue to work on that inner peace within yourself when it comes to these childhood wounds that you are working on healing, because it does take time. It's not overnight. They're seeing this, and they're pushing you. They're guiding you. They're like, you got this. You can do it. This is what we wanted to do this whole time, but we didn't know how. We didn't have the capacity at that time, and you have it now. You're the GOAT. My hands got really cold. My ears ringing. Yeah, so I think that means that this reading is a wrap now. Yeah, so with all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and that it was helpful. And I hope that it helps you when it comes to this part of the healing journey, when it comes to working on the childhood, that we all need to help love and nurture a little bit more, that we kind of sweep under the rug sometimes. Our inner child definitely needs the love and support and the nurture. Okay, so with all that said, again, thank you so much. If you haven't done so already, like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you for interacting within the comment section earlier. Yeah, I love you guys so very much. And so until next time, bye.